Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be working on HackTheBox Lame that lives at .3. And let's see, I already did the nmap scan just to save some time, so let's cat that out. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this into my notes so I can go back and review it if need be. And I can't highlight for some reason. Alright, perfect, here we go. And let's tab this out. Perfect. So let me increase the size here. The first thing that catches my eye is the first port, port 21. That is a FTP service running this version of FTPD. So I know I'm going to want to look into that. What's going on here? There we go. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to say the service and the version. I'm going to put that into my notes. We're going to come back here. We see that anonymous login is allowed, so that's something we're going to try out. Some service status information. And then we see here our next port is port 22, running OpenSSH 4.7 P1. But usually I'll leave these for last as a 10 not to be the first thing that you do in these types of machines. We see here 139 and 445. We do have SMB running. So actually I took my eyes away from that. I'm not sure if we got a version. Let's see. So this is kind of what it's given us. Maybe we could do a little bit better. And let's make this look nicer. So this I'm going to need to use Metasploit, and there's a program called SMB version that we're going to use on that. So maybe we can get some better details on what actual version it's running instead of kind of like this guesstimate. And coming down we see port 3632, something called dist ccd version 1. So I'm not too sure what that is, but we're definitely going to look into that. So let me highlight this, and this is something I'm going to have to Google because I'm not too sure what it is. So let me clear this out, and we're going to be jumping into Metasploit. So let's start it up with MSF console, and we're going to be using this SMB version program. So we could search for it, SMB underscore version, and we're going to use the first number, which is 0, to bring us into it. Clear this up to make it pretty. Let's see what the options are. We're going to need the remote host, which is going to be the lame machine. So let's set that. Set our host to 10.10.10.3, and let's run it. And hopefully it gives us some good information. All right, perfect. So now we see that it's running Samba 3.0.20. I'm going to add this into my notes. Then here we go. So I used SMB version, and this is the version number that I got. So let's, actually we just exit Metasploit right now. Let's clear this up. And we're gonna use SMB client to see if we could get some more information from this SMB. So let's type in SMB client. We're going to list that, our escape characters. And before I run it, let me copy this command. So I kind of keep on track on what is it that I'm doing. So we'll hit this, no password for anonymous login, or I think it's called a null session. I'm going to have to take a look at that again. And we get all this cool information. Oh, VMware. You exposed yourself. I'm going to copy this and put it in my notes. And let's try to pretty it up. All right, perfect. And the first thing I'm going to try to do is just jump into one of these shares. So we're going to do SMB client, our escape characters, the IP, so we could try to log in. And let's try admin first. So we see here that it is not successful. Let's try OPT. So the login was successful, but again, nothing good from it. Let's try TMP, the temporary folder. Oh, all right, cool. So we got something here. Let's list and see if it shows us anything. So we do get some information here, and I am going to put this in my notes because maybe it's something I'll come back to. But we see that there's some files, but they're kind of small. Well, 0. So it's probably nothing worth noting. But just in case, I'll throw it in my notes. So we ran this command and we got this information. Let's tab this. Oh no, it's looking terrible. Let me try one more time. Too much now. I just can't win. Oh no. Alright, this is a fail. It'll stay there, that's fine. Alright, so let me exit out of this. It wasn't too helpful, but now we can jump on to the next part. So now I'm gonna jump into Google and let's see if we find anything. I'm gonna start with the SMB and let's use our notes here. And let's go to Google. Exploit. So we see here, first link is from Rapid7, and Rapid7 makes Metasploit, so I really enjoy seeing this. And we'll see here, it gives us a description, who made it, and we come down and we'll see the options that we could actually use to run this exploit. So let me go into my notes. I'm gonna say SMB. First thing I do here is paste the link, and since we have these instructions open, I'm gonna bring this to the right side and let me start up Metasploit. And while that starts up, I'll kind of review this and just kind of gonna copy and paste this in here. It's gonna say show targets, so let's see what kind of targets it has. It's automatic. All right, perfect. I'm gonna type in options, so it does need an R host, so I will be putting that in. Oh, not trying to show, trying to set R host to the .3 machine, and we're gonna type in run. And it looks like we got a shell, which is pretty cool. Let me minimize this. And I do want to copy the command I used. So we'll come here, we'll add that. So I know off the top of my head that, hey, we did run the script. Let's see, who am I? Root. All right, perfect. So we're in the machine. Again, this one was pretty simple, but I am going to continue. I'm going to go through the FTP and then that other service that I'm not too sure about. But while we are in here, some other commands that I'm trying to get used to writing once I'm in a machine, besides who am I, is hostname. Oh, can't tab that out. Uname, so to try to find out what we're running. Print working directory, where am I? Maybe there's like a hidden file, that's why I added the A at the end. So this is one way to get into the machine. And while I'm in here, you could also look for, I don't know, like if you wanted to find the hashes that we could use. So that'd be in the etc passwd. We can get those. We can cat out the etc shadow. And we can join them with a program called unshadow. So we could try to crack some passwords, and hopefully in the future videos I'll be doing that. But that was kind of quick, so I'm gonna Control C, exit out of this, clear this out, and exit. So let's move on to the FTP. Maybe there's something there that's just as easy as using one of these exploits. So let's go back to Google, and we'll slide this to the left. Alright, perfect. Google knows exactly what I wanted. And again, we see another Rapid 7 link. Perfect. Maybe we'll get some good news in there too. So it's going to be the FTP and the link that we're going to go to. Click on that. Let's save the link. And as we already saw from the last command, it kind of tells us, hey, you can just use this. Perfect. Show target, set target. All right, pretty much just like the last one. Minimize this. And let's run Metasploit again. I'm going to paste the command. And also, let's say you wanted to type it because you knew it off the top of your head. It's use exploit, and then you could just kind of tab through if you know what you're looking for. So let's see the options. We see here again, just set the R host. We'll do that 10.10.10.3. Let's run it. And we will be patient. Okay, so we're getting something. Please specify the password. Oops. Maybe I did it a little too soon. So we see here root documents lame. All right. Wait, no. I'm just back in my own folder. I got bamboozled. Let's clear this out. No, I'm running this again. It's gonna be a little bit more patient this time. Let me make sure my options are correct. 10.10.10.3. Let's verify. Okay. We did set the R host. Port 21 for FTP. Let's run it again. And this time I'm not just gonna start typing randomly. I'm gonna copy this, put it in my notes, just so I feel like I'm doing something productive while we wait. All right. It completed, but no session was created. Well, that stinks. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to move on to the this next program, because clearly the FTP one didn't work. So let me exit out and let's jump into Google again. But before we do that, actually let me write down this program, make a note for it. Hopefully we find a link for it, and let's come back here. We'll go to Google. Perfect. We see here first link from Rapid7. Let's scooch this to the left. Okay, so that's what it does. Let's give it a shot. Let's save this URL. We'll throw it into our notes. We will run Metasploit again. And as you see, it's just kind of practicing so I don't forget any of these commands. So I like doing them over and over. We'll copy where it's supposed to go. Options, let's set our host. See, so the port here is 3632. I need to verify that that is the port it is running on. So we go back to our notes. 3632, okay. Let's set the remote host. Options. And let's run it. Command shell open. All right, perfect. So this actually did take us in, but I'm not root. So let's see. Let's navigate and see what I can go to. I wonder if I could CD into root from here. Can I cat the root text? Oh, permission denied. Alright, so that was kind of interesting to know. This is something you could work on. You could try to... So right now we have a low privilege. Maybe we could escalate privilege and get through it. Or maybe this is just a trap that we just like an endless loop trying to break this when all we had to do was exploit SMB. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.